Record.
The heat has really caught up with us. It is a vlogcast from the bedroom. Actually, you wouldn't know because you can't really see this shit. But anyway, yeah, vlogcast from the bedroom. We've screwed up the company. Well, you have. I don't know about me. I mean, you were going to have a extend the building firm, and then it was like, Andy, I don't think this is a good idea. Well, technically it was, because we weren't making money here. And then I went to Mike today, and he was really disappointed because he wanted to have... I mean, he's got the studio. He's got half the company, I guess. He's got a share in the ads that we run. So, in a fair... But you were going to, like, take someone's... yes. But obviously this grows the agency. Because if you remember, we were trying to run this idea that we had. We were trying to run from Cherish, but it wasn't working. Because, I mean, they had the space, but they didn't really have... And there was issues. There still is. But I don't know. I mean, we advertise at Cherish, but it's not... you can't run ads from there. It's a kind of a... But, one of the things... And also, we got a studio in the Temperance that are running. On the quiet. We've got to be careful with that one. Yeah. But we're running a masterpiece of a document. It's one of those... It is, like, readable. It is. Anyway, I think there's just going to be loads of news on. But yeah, Baller Mechanical Productions. The name is changing. It doesn't sound good. Yeah. And we're not actually a production company of sorts. The advertising industry is very weird. I mean, we are sort of doing in-house stuff. Now we've got a place that we can go to and say, hey, we'll do shoots from here. And yeah, I mean, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, we're having a belated breakfast meeting because you're going to meet us there. Yeah, at 1. Yeah, well, it'll be 1 o'clock that we meet. So we'll get there for 12:30, 1:15. We'll have dinner, brunch, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and we'll start a project. We'll be there till 4-ish or 3 o'clock. We'll have an hour on a project. But the thing is, but there is the thing, because we want to sort of use the kitchen. So as dinner is cooking, we're working. Yeah, because we can sit and have... Because this is what I need to say to Mike, we can sit and watch wrestling and stuff while we eat dinner. But once dinner's been consumed, in 10 minutes, we sort of need to start a project. Because we'll only have so long. But, and I'd sort of whipping people with the project and stuff like that. Because now there's people that's coming to us. But, I mean, Mike's talking about setting his stage up and all the rest of it. Also, we were doing Pelk's News for a while. I don't know, that's the Cyber Clans thing that Steve's going to talk about. But Don Atkins has reached out to us. He has. And he's got an update for us. with cyberclans and the plans that are succeeding. See, like, I don't know if anyone knows, but through the whole court case stuff, there was like rah 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 and everybody shouting and all that. So nobody could really actually do anything. Well, it's, as Adam was saying to me, he does feel bad about starting the whole drama. But, and Adam Winters is coming back to the company, so it's all hands on deck. He doesn't want to freelance, and I'm like, we're not getting into that conversation. It's a grey area where I'm concerned, anyways. You're getting this instead of a lazy Sunday video. Well, I mean, this is lazy, so to speak. We're sat on a bed. We did have an idea that we would use the place where my DJ equipments are stored, and we would sit in there and talk. We probably might actually. We'll try it one week. It doesn't really matter as long as we get the stuff out there. How's your behind the scenes work coming on? Well, I'm working on it. It's quite a long... it's... Because the iPhone doesn't have that memory, and I thought... See, my sister, she's scaled down everything. She's got now her iPad. And technically, that is a route I would go if Apple makes it where you can plug your if they can make it where they'll have like a USB to if Apple start making USB adapters, USB to Lightning adapters, USB-C to Lightning, then I can plug my USB hub in, I can plug all my drives in, I can do all that, I can even record straight in. That would be fantastic. But the iPad for me is never going to shine as a laptop. Never. And I was like, the thing is, I mean, it depends what you're using it for. If it's just college shit and notes, then yeah. But you see, for production, it's a bit more... the iPad to me is a bit of an annex. It's half tablet, but half extension from laptop. So it's half kind of notes and bullshit. Because you can just throw the iPad into the bag and it's beautiful. Then you can bring it back and then everything's at your workstation. But you're thinking about refurbishing a laptop, aren't you? Well, I'm thinking, see, my future is, should I get a DJ laptop? But then if I get one of those, it'd be like, then I would still need a laptop for working from. So this is the thing, it's, you could have an iPad as a day-to-day machine. It would work fine for crap like emails and stuff like that, which I know a few people do. But to scrap the laptop entirely, if Apple did that thing where they had half laptop, half tablet, where you could have the screen pulls out and you've got an iPad and then you plug it into the thing and it becomes a laptop, then yeah, I'd get one of those. But I can't see Apple doing one of those, and if they did one of those, it would be mega, mega, mega expensive. And I would rather have hardware sampler any day over a laptop. You sort of gone backwards where recording's concerned, and yeah, there's difference between listening and recording. I am getting rid of the cassettes very pretty soon. I want to the stuff I really want to convert, and that needs to be done. And then once I've converted it, it needs to be, put on a laptop and all the rest of it. It's yeah. I mean, hard drive sorting is a pain in the bum. Because this new hard drive I'm just using for projects, but it'd be good to sort of keep stuff as well. Keep stuff I need and stuff like that. And then the old hard drives, what shit to do with them? It's a lot of going through with a fine tooth comb. And I mean, I've got this transition document. I'm looking for notes to put in, things I've looked at, which, it's one of them things, isn't it? But it's ironing out the whole thing, what would work for a, your document and all the rest of it. But getting back to iPads, yeah, I'm working on it really lovely. I've got pages on there, so I can put our lovely project viewer on there. Are you going to put well, that's the thing. I was going to float it across, but someone was saying, "Oh, put it in the Google Docs." But I'm like, oh, I hate Google Docs. But I will do a Google Doc for people, because I know people are mithering me to death over it. Is that Adam Winters? Yeah. He wants everything in a Google Doc, which is fine. It just gets a bit... which the board is pretty old. Yeah, the board is like fucking... I didn't see... yeah. Bloody hell, we need to do so much. But this week is renaming the company, rebranding the bloody hell. New website, yeah, brand new website. New lull. So yeah. What's happening with Tom McInhill? Because the impression I got was he wasn't in the company now, but he was still kind of real sort of well, he, from what I gathered from today, was he'd paid off, I know, because I saw the receipts and stuff that were coming through. When you left today, shit sort of hit the fan very slowly, in slow motion. Yeah, because I mean, he was like, "Oh, card payments. I'm not getting a card payment," and he was like, "I'm not. I'm waiting for a lump sum." But I haven't got enough money because I'd just given him a big, massive... I mean, I emptied the cash machine tonight, and I'm thinking... And I'm putting it all in, and I'm thinking, shit, what about Tom's share? But he took a huge lump sum out of the company anyway. Yeah, but you've got to remember, there's tax returns, and, I was quite shocked to realise how much I pocketed and how much I was cashing in. But it's I don't know, it's when cards come involved, and Like Tom's got about 5 or 6 credit cards to pay off, so he's waiting for that to pay those credit cards off. And I don't want to get into it, man. It's like, the thing is, I mean, we don't really want bad shit to happen. Well, bad shit happened a long time ago. Now we're resolving. We can't. The thing is, like, now we've got teams. We can now have departments. It's the first time I have ever discussed this, and this is why I'm saying, oh, we need a discussion. Yeah, because this is the week of weeks, the only week where we can say, let's do things. By Thursday, have everything finalised. Friday, get all the transactions up and get back open. Because we've been closed for another week. And we need to reopen. We need to be on reopening stage. But the whole, like, testimonials and I have said for weeks, oh, I'm going to ditch this, I'm going to ditch that. But it's like, I'm opening stuff, I'm going through stuff, and it's strange, because there is stuff that I'm not interested in, and the stuff that I'm not interested in, I won't be interested in. So there you have it. But I've got a space to do lots and lots and lots and lots of good stuff, including stuff. And it's like, you know, there is a big junkyard. There is a big load of projects, you know, that we're working on. You know, the website being, and there's a lot of crap on my phone. I'm just like, you know, what am I having to do with? But back to Tom McInhill, I mean, there had been bad blood before he'd actually, you know, the last time. And when he came back, it was really nice. There was like a reuniting, I guess, with you and Tom, because you and Tom had been friends for a long time, I guess, and then you decided that you were going to work together, and that obviously didn't work out. But then the last time you know, well, he still rings me, and it's like, oh, we can't be the old chums that we used to be, because of what happened between. This is one of the problems that Jack made for us, you see. Jack caused a lot of problems, but Jack did a lot of good. I mean, like you said in that Sky Notes video, he wanted you to fail, but not realising he'd open the door and set you free, which is what you wanted. But it was a very overwhelming thing for you at first, but now you've realised, oh, well, this is where the company needs to go. Well, I think Dad's got half of the building company, which doesn't really bother me as sorts. Like, he doesn't own the tools and the workbench, but he does own, like, the truck and the other shed. So it's that part that's coming to it, and then there's the other vehicles that he brought in. But when it sort of offends people and say, oh, well, we're going out to borrow a vehicle because we need a bigger trailer, and you know, all the rest of it. But, like, people will know from your behind the scenes videos especially that having 2 or 3 companies is a lot of hard work, and there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Yeah, and now everybody wants everything. And there's a lot of people in, like, communities that we were in at the start of the chapter. They've now disappeared, and lockdown has got nothing to do with it whatsoever. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The things with lockdown, you see, because you have you know. But I thought, like, with COVID kind of being problematic on the business term, you know. No, I'm talking about the communities now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about the communities. The ones that screw everybody over. I mean, the geek community and the Magic Silver Room community have totally disappeared. But, I mean, people come back to me and say, oh, you know. But then there's new members. There's new people. And then new people are far better to talk to than the old people. In my book. I don't recollect the new people at all. Yeah, it's not something that they're not. You know, that people go, oh, hello, and all the rest of it. I mean, you know. I mean, there was a lot of people from Geek Supply saying, oh, we're furries. Oh, gosh. The furries get on my wick because they're like, they're very sneaky. You know, furries, they push the narrative, but they do it very, very sneakily. And then there's this whole kind of... there was a Magic Silver Room post, well, not that you read, it went on the Cybercons about a girl came... oh, I know what you're talking about. Michaela, I can't remember her last name. And she got her boyfriend to spunk all over her catsuit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would have just been beer talk in the pub, but, you know, that's how narrow these people go. They're not about the community. They're not about sharing good for good. You know, I mean, like, I remember seeing somebody at Comic-Con and they were going, oh, I'm a gay Power Ranger. Yeah, get a life. You know, was it because they wanted to wear pink or something? Yeah. But this shit really screws up communities. I mean, you get the furry fandom, they go, oh, you know, like you say, I mean, there was somebody going about water sports and this whole sort of sexual sorry, my mind's gone blank. But anyway, stuff within the home. You know, and it's a lot of these. Oh, look at the poor girlfriend. She's, you know, blah 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 blah. She's been spanked. Oh no, yeah, and deserves to be. I don't really push for violence, but But yeah, what goes on in the home should stay in the home. Yeah. In my opinion. As long as it doesn't harm or offend anybody. And especially if it doesn't involve kids. So there you go. My mind has just gone to mush. I knew we should have had domestic abuse. There we go. Yeah, if it's domestic, I know my brain is too hot. I'll overheat and die. But yeah, and what about that person that used baby lotion? Oh God, yeah, and they identified themselves as a couch. Oh freaking hell. And didn't she shove something up someone's... Yeah, and they had to get an ambulance. They needed it surgically removed. Oh, God. But, you know, I mean, you look at people like... like the home of Araya. Oh, bloody hell. Have you read that? And she's against all these fucking furry people. These furry people. These, like, you know, oh, you know, if they're animals, they should not, you know, they shouldn't be going into what? They shouldn't have a toilet and all the rest of it. Well, they shouldn't have a public toilet. Yeah, they should be hosed down. Oh, dear. Anyway, I have a story about that, but I won't go into it because it's a bit... it's not suitable for this channel. Right, But like I said, these... Oh yeah, and the other thing that corrupts communities is when money comes into it, and they say, oh well, I've got 1,200 quid for a lightsaber, which there would have been... Did you see that lightsaber that was like for 1,500 quid or something? No, it was more. It was a self-built lightsaber. And then there was a laser sword that was built. It was a mega sword. Oh yeah. Was it that license thing or? Well, you see, the thing is, I'm not in that community anymore because I said something about, oh, well, you should hit the self-destruct, and I'm like, But anyway. Well, did they buy themselves the extra thing, whatever? Did they... Which, the mega sword? No, the lightsaber. I don't know. The lightsaber would have costed... The lightsaber would have costed... a good chunk of money. I guess. But there was that vendetta, wasn't there? That you know, or the whole, I'm gonna slash your tires. Yeah. They're just what's the word? Feral. In all the right senses. Yeah. This is the reason why I don't like the Cyberclan's forums, boys and girls. And some of the Facebook groups that surround us, like the Geek Supply, they were going on about oh yeah, they were going on about atting people, like frick's sake. You know, all over a lightsaber, you know that script that oh yeah. Well, they were a real good community. Are you talking about Clockwork Productions? Yeah. See, well, that was actually the reason they left Geek Supply was over a sonic screwdriver, which was rebuilt, and they were trying to get the license for it, and somebody, yeah, that's a bit of a sub-story if you want to go and read it, but I think they still got all of the licensed productions, but they've gone quiet like everybody else in the community. Because Geek Supply went through Make It Workshop, didn't it? It didn't. Like everybody else. The issue being, I mean, now, like, people are now having to rent shelf space. See, and the thing is, I actually found out, like, I'm not on the books anymore, but I found out that my name is still on one of the lists, the old members list. It hasn't been taken off. So there you go. But I won't say where that is, because Sean will be like, how do you know that? There's nothing I don't know about the Make It Workshop. But yeah, and you'll get into trouble again. Yeah. Well, it's their company. And the reason why I wouldn't run the Make It Workshop is because, well, the reason, I mean, I could have run it, but there was people who I didn't get on with at the time. And I didn't really want to pay. See, I didn't have any vendettas. But they wouldn't let me just walk out the door. I mean, if it hadn't have been for Lisa, I'd have just gone anyway. But if I was a manager, I would have had to, she would have been the first one that I'd have had to pay. And I wouldn't have been able to pay like Ray. You know, I'm talking the money side of things. But anyway, that's, you know, this is not a rant on Make It Workshop, but, you know, so you nearly went for the managerial promotional. I was asked by several people, but I didn't want it. And I'm so glad I didn't, because at the time they had about, well, this is before they got a third unit again. Like, this is it, you know, too many units. I'm I'm glad these people are in there now doing what they're doing, building up their empires. But the thing is, I feel sorry for Ray because he doesn't really get a good mention. And I'm not sure, I mean, really, for him to just have the bike shop keeps him going. But it's like Bob. I mean, Bob and Ray had this on and off relationship, but it wasn't good or bad. It was kind of, it was what was stable and what could have kept. But Bob didn't want to have a business side. He didn't. It's what Bob wanted is what you're seeing now. So yeah, we were sitting in Bob's grave for a little bit. Did you ever meet Bob? Or yeah, I did. Yeah, but I asked to volunteer a few times, but I was happy to stay on one side of the counter and for him to stay on the other. I never thought that I'd ever be volunteering for the Make It workshop. You know, it wasn't... It was something that I did want to do. But I think without Lisa, I wouldn't have been in there. You know, and had some great times, obviously. It's where I spent most of my days. Oh. You'd take your laptop down and yeah, play music in the shop. Anyway, I think what we're going to do is we're going to sign off. There'll be another community thing that follows this video because we're tired and we're going to crash.
Mic trigger. Mic lock. Finish recording.